Don't you love table topics? Yeah. Impromptu speaking, and you see it so many times at work, and it's the ability to think on your feet, answer a topic, or you're given an opportunity to speak, and can you come up with a mini speech? That's pretty well what it is. You're speaking only 1 to 2 minutes, you're trying to make it with intro, body, conclusion. You think of usually about 2 points, either for the topic, against the topic, or the pros and cons of the topic, and try to weave it as if it was prepared. So, we started the table topics off with Adam, and Adam's topic was, what do I most hate about people being late? And I was looking at the characteristics of the person. So it was challenging when you speak in front of people. And Adam was confident. It's good if you're confident and sort of shying away from it, look people in the eye, be relaxed. So you were confident, you answered the topic, and your main point about people being late that you hate most is the inconsideration to others. I think that was the point you made. But anyway, you come across confidently, answered it, and it's well measured. Sometimes when you've got table topics, you answer the topic immediately, and then you think, what am I going to talk about? And there's a big pause. So anyway, well done. Guy was next. Can you tell a time when you had to wait for a long period of time? Got a happy disposition? Look like you're in pain, you alright?
Yeah.
You work the hands. I like looking at your hands. I'm trying to look at characteristics of people. Sometimes we put our hands in our pocket. Sometimes we like to move around. But you were clasping your hands and working and smiling and speaking and addressing the topic. And as I said, sometimes the challenge is we just address it from one angle. And when we sit down, we think, wow, I should have looked at it this, I should have looked at it that. And sometimes the time reflects that. You know, we have up to 2 minutes. We might only speak 45 seconds. Because we answer the topic and then we go, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And we walk off. And then we sit down and go, should have attacked it from the other angle. All I spoke about was the positives or why it was that. But I could have looked at the flip side of it. True? But anyway, well done. You seem to be happy out front. Did you enjoy it? Then there was myself when you had to queue up and wait for such a long period of time. And I digressed everywhere, which is all right. You're only telling a story. And the challenge is, as the mom was stating, that if you can capture the audience, have a little bit of an interest, and take it somewhere in an interesting way. Hopefully I did that. Cam, your topic was, have you ever been late for something and when? Now Cam is involved with the church. I don't know if any of you realise that. And being bilingual, a lot of people in this club are bilingual. They speak 2 languages, and their first language was not English, so they have an interesting spin on everything. I think it's very good, and they look at it from a different viewpoint. And what Cam has done with his work with the church is provides a simple philosophical answer in a sincere manner and fashion. And sometimes you go, where's he leading this? And sometimes I don't think he knows. But it's the ability to entertain and sometimes answer it. In some cases, people have had a table topic and they said, it's a wonderful topic. However, what I'd like to speak today about is, and they run off with something else. And that's okay. You do it even at work. You can be challenged and say, Tim, can you give us a sit rep on such and such, such and such? And you go, okay. And you come out the front and you go, but before I start that, what I want to get across to you guys today is such and such, such and such. And then right near the end you said, oh yeah, with respect to that topic, basically we're up to speed and X, Y, Z's happening. Yeah. So in other words, you've got the ability to manoeuvre and think on your feet, and it takes time. It's a skill, and if you practice with it, it can take you to another place. And our opportunity with table topics is to do that. So in concluding, and I am waffling on a bit, which is a bit naughty, the red light's there. Table topics challenge us in a different way, and the more you practice it, hopefully with that
Before I call upon Philip to evaluate Tim's keynote tonight, I note that the visitors book's been going around and Tim's filled that in. But what I found really interesting was it goes back to 1988, and I saw Philip was a visitor of the club several times in 1988. So yeah, quite a piece of history there for the club. So without further ado, let's welcome Philip to evaluate Tim's keynote.
Interesting and full of information speech. I'm not sure where the concept of keynote speech, who invented, is that the requirement?
It's a guideline in the pathway information.
Interesting. The keynote, I've been to many science conferences over the years, and the keynote speech is generally the first one, introduction,
Yes.
that talks about the breadth of the whole session. So the keynote speech is about all of the things that are going on. So I don't know how much
It's to prepare to speak professionally, so
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, why not?
The problem with Toastmasters, of course, is we're all here got a whole range of different backgrounds. We're not here for a specific purpose other than the purpose of Toastmasters. So to have a keynote speech about Toastmasters itself is maybe a bit boring. So I think, yes, that's a structural problem. That's not your problem. Let's assume we're here for a conference about drones. Is that possible?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a good answer.
yeah, it's a huge amount of information, and the topic was interesting to the people that are interested in it. I've only encountered drones actually on one occasion. I've thought about it a bit. A display at Tuggeranong near the archery club last year, and that was certainly flying out of view of whoever. It was just going back and forth from somewhere near the Hyperdome or near the lakes to that site. So I don't know that they were tipping towards, but anyway.
It was Google and they were given permission.
I don't doubt they've given permission, but whether they adhere to the rules, I don't know. That's an organisation called Wings, I think.
That's right, yeah.
Anyway. It's a very interesting structure you came up with, and I was thinking throughout this, who is this guy and why is he talking about this? A third of the way into the speech, there was an introduction as to, I am Timothy Graham and I work for whatever. So it came just at the right time, or maybe rather late, for me to know why this person, this topic, us, as a juxtaposition. So the evaluation structure is rather complex of things to say exemplary, excels, accomplished, emerging or developing. Well, there's nothing there like put developing. And predictably things mostly in the middle, because there's a lot of stuff there that you've got a lot of really good Toastmaster skills. The speaking style was clear, it was friendly, gestures were good. You've certainly got your competence over the subject matter and how to present a technical topic. I was a bit confused with the structure, as I said. The drones are safe. It started with a very good introduction as to the practical use of drones, and that was good. It could be more personal, and especially finish with that, because we're a bunch of people from wherever. We're not here to be educated on the engineering aspects. Maybe Peter is up with that a bit more than me. A lot of what you said was over my head. And so to talk to a general audience at the end of it, finish with, I've given you a lot of technical information. Just think if you are, who's the name of the person?
Outback Joe.
Outback Joe. If you are Outback Joe, and I'm not sure whether Outback Joe is a real person. No, I didn't think so, because the story of surviving 2 years was, I thought, confused me a bit. But at the end of the speech, just think if you were Outback Joe and you were out there and you were waiting for some survival mechanism and it could be delivered to you by a drone, because I didn't understand how whoever found Outback Joe to know where he was, because you need, drones aren't going to just, well, they can be used for search and rescue, but they're used for search and rescue when someone knows that there is someone out there to search and rescue. They're not a random, mostly not a random activity. So think about appealing to the audience's self-interest as a strong ending. Just think if you're Outback Joe and you missed out on being rescued because you weren't involved in supporting the development of these wonderful machines, or something like that, you know, that gives a bit of a stronger emphasis to everyone. In terms of the capacity of the things that they can do, it was really good. I said at the start that I had a bit of an interest in drones, and someone asked on the Canberra Birds chat line a few weeks ago, can drones be used to harass, say, a sensitive species like a little eagle at its nest site? I don't know. Whether drones are used to harass wildlife, how does wildlife respond? The only thing I know is that sometimes eagles attack drones, and it can be damaging to both. There's a bit of video available on the internet of the bald eagle attacking drones. So that's a bit awkward.
And reach time, do you think?
I don't know that there's any particular record of that happening in Australia, but it certainly could. Anyway, that's a minor point. So, a very detailed speech, really good for the right audience. I think adapted to the audience that you've actually got is a bit of an issue. But if what you're doing here was a preparation, I don't know whether it's a preparation, a practice for something you're doing at work or whatever, in which case, sure, it's a good opportunity to practice, and that's one of the things that Toastmasters can do for people. So that is a within context, I hope, evaluation, and others could say a lot better or worse, but certainly you've got a lot of really good Toastmaster skills in doing the presentation. Your stage presence is very good. Your ability to provide information is very good. And that's the main things.
Thank you, Philip, for that thorough evaluation. Hopefully Tim took some points for improvement from that evaluation. I'd now like to call on Tim again to evaluate Amon's excellent speech. Everyone, welcome Tim.
I feel like right at home at Canberra City Toastmasters, so
Very good.
multiple speaking opportunities per meeting. Research and leadership was the topic, title of Ramon's speech. And leadership can be found at any level. That's true. From preschool to primary school to high school and to everyday activities. I noticed in Mon's visualization techniques and how simple it was to be that 4-year-old in the playground. That's my toy. Give that back. And that leadership is nothing else but influence. Nothing more, nothing less. I would like to challenge Amon in his vocal variety to up the volume. I have a dream that one day I'll wake up and Amon will be at the front of this class belting out something. I believe, because I've been to the promised land. I just wanted to say that because I've had that in my head the whole night. I challenge them on to speak up, to really give it to the audience, to really drive his message home. He had awesome examples. There's just virtually endless. Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Martin Luther King are all great speakers. They're all great influencers. And they have that knack to be able to find a crowd and convince them to follow them. He doesn't ask to follow. Martin Luther King didn't ask people to follow. They followed him because they wanted to. They followed him because he believed in something. And they spread the word of his beliefs. And I believe Amon can keep his work up. He can practice. He can stick himself on the camera, rehearse his speeches, and critique it like it was a game tape. Because as soon as I get home, I'll be uploading my one to YouTube and seeing how many times that I've looked down. So, another point that he made that was really relatable was that transactional leadership. Now, transactional leadership is leadership that comes from a power position. Your manager at work, your supervisor, that's a transactional leader. Amon gave a really good example about that. And he made it relatable, and he made it so that you could understand what he was saying. However, another challenge that I have for Amon is his eye contact. He did have very good eye contact, but he didn't, I challenge him to make eye contact with purpose. So every time you look at somebody, stop, pause, until they feel uncomfortable because you're looking at them too long. Then, that is your signal to move on. Keep it up, Amon. And I want to hear your voice next time I visit. Kaki te ano, everybody. Thank you.
Tim, for that most entertaining evaluation.
Very good.
I think tonight, Tim, it's your night.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll now call upon Cam. Is it Cam? Yeah. Who is the listening critic tonight? And hear how many ums and ahs we've used tonight. Everybody, please welcome Cam.
Very good way to listen.
Is he listening critic? I thought the and ah was
No,
he's the timer.
Yeah.
He's
Got
guy.
that
That's
up,
right.
yes,